Hi everyone, this is Yvette from My World of Metaphysics. And today I could not let Juneteenth pass by without sending you a message. To all the people out there celebrating this day, toot toot to you. I love it. Today we're talking about Juneteenth, when the lesson keeps repeating, law of attraction. I'm telling you today, if you can take a couple of minutes and just listen to this video, don't pass it by. Just get the message. It's about Juneteenth, but it's also about the law of attraction and how we keep repeating lessons. I'm not going to stay here very long on this, but I do want you to get the message today, and I'm going to read something that I wrote out. And I want you guys to absorb it and watch it again if you need to. And again, we're talking about Juneteenth, but we're talking about it on a spiritual level, a metaphysical level, and a new age level. So let me begin. And again, I'm reading what I wrote, and I thank you for following this channel. Today, I want to look at Juneteenth not only as a historical celebration, but also as a spiritual reminder. In metaphysics, New Age teaching, we always talk about karma, the principle of cause and effect. But karma is not always about punishment. Sometimes karma is about lessons. It's about patterns that keep showing up until something is learned, healed, corrected, or transformed. And we look at history, especially the history of Black people in America. We can see that some lessons have still not been fully learned. Juneteenth represents freedom. It represents the day when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, finally received word that they were free. But when we look deeper, Juneteenth also reveals something powerful. Freedom can be declared, but still delayed. Freedom can be promised, but not fully lived. Freedom can be written into law, but still not fully honored in the hearts, systems, and consciousness of people. And this is where the lesson repeats. The chains came off, okay? But the other forms of bondage continue through segregation, through racism, discrimination, unequal treatment, violence, fear, and systems that continue to devalue Black life, Spanish life, and all types of lives. And after hundreds of years, we still see the same painful lesson repeating itself. When George Floyd was killed, many people felt like they were watching an old wound open again. It was not just one moment. It was a reminder of a pattern that still exists today from over hundreds of years. A pattern of injustice, a pattern of not listening, a pattern of not learning, a pattern of treating some lives as less sacred than others. And this is what happened when lessons is not learned. It may have happened in different generations. It may have different names, different faces, different laws, different language, but the energy is still the same. This is true not only in society, it is true in our personal lives too. How many times, you guys, do we repeat the same relationship pattern? How many times do we attract the same kind of people? How many times do we find ourselves in the same financial struggle, the same emotional pain, the same fear, the same self-doubt, the same toxic environment? Sometimes we say, why does this keep happening to me? But from a spiritual perspective, the deeper question is, what is this trying to teach me? Not because we cause everything painful to happen to us, not because we deserve suffering, but because once we recognize the pattern, we will begin to take our power back. A national cycle keeps repeating when people refuse to face the truth. A personal cycle keeps repeating when we keep choosing fear, survival, silence, and old patterns and programming. So Juneteenth asks us to look at freedom in a different way. It asks, where are we free on paper but still bound in spirit? Where have we accepted limitations as normal? Where have we inherited pain and mistaken it for identity? Where are we repeating patterns that were passed down to us even though our soul is ready for something different? And if we want change, we have to be willing to break the cycle. As a country, that means telling the truth about history. It means not pretending injustice never occurred. It means understanding that unhealed wounds do not vanish. They resurface. They show up again and again until we deal with them honestly. As individuals, breaking the cycle means becoming conscious of what we keep repeating. We have to announce freedom over ourselves. We have to decide, I am no longer available for that same old cycle, that same old pattern. We must decide, I am no longer available for the same old story. I am no longer available to keep repeating a lesson my spirit has already outgrown. Because once you learn the lesson, you can change the pattern. And once you change the pattern, you can change your future. This is the spiritual message of Juneteenth. It is not only about what happened in the past, it is about what we are still being called to heal today. We are in 2026 and moving forward fast, and we still haven't learned the basic rules of life, and that is love. As an individual, we must ask ourselves, what lesson keeps repeating because we have not fully learned it? And again, this is for society as a whole and ourselves. Then we must decide courageously to break the cycle. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. May we honor the ancestors, tell the truth about history, heal the wounds, and create a future where freedom is not delayed, denied, and conditional, but fully lived. Listen, you guys, until we learn that we have the right to live and live happily, to acknowledge the past so we can grow in the future, nothing changes. They hide what has happened to the African Americans in this country like it never happened. Ashamed? Maybe. In denial? No, because it happened. Slavery happened, and it happened for hundreds of years. Hundreds, you guys. Not a decade, not a few years. Hundreds of years. But when you pick up your book in school, it's being taken out. It's being erased. But every so often, we'll see something like George Floyd, Trayvon, Eric Gardner, and more names, more people to remind us that it still exists. Much love to you guys. Happy Juneteenth. I want each and every one of you to make the decision in your life today. What is it in my life that keeps repeating that I need to change? And again, this is Yvette from My World of Metaphysics. Happy Juneteenth, and thank you for listening.